All right. Thanks everybody for coming. I'm Sarah. For those who don't know me, I'm the Gleaning Project Coordinator here at the Chautauqua County Rural Ministry. This is our 7th workshop in the Local Farmers, Local Food series this season. And we've just been really lucky to have a wide variety of different kinds of growers and producers. We've had chicken farmers and veggie growers and free-range beef, all kinds of variety. So we're really lucky to have Linda here from Fairbanks Maple. I see her everywhere. I see her at the farmer's market. She's even the winter farmer's market in Fredonia as well. Did you at some point? Yeah, okay. So you also, I believe, have a winter event, like a maple weekend, which I hope to hear more about. So we're lucky to have Linda in the community to be active, and her products are wonderful, and I'm looking forward to everybody sampling what's on your table, and we've got more to taste too. So without further ado, thank you, Linda, for being here.
Well, you will have to put up with my inexperience as far as talking to a group. It's very easy to talk at my sugar house where everything is there. This isn't quite that easy. Okay, my name is Linda Fairbanks. My husband and I, well, we've been married for 54 years and have had 6 children, and we have made maple syrup for probably 50 years. We stopped for about 30 years when we had small children and milking cows and all that good stuff. Started it up again about 20 years ago. We have 4,500 taps. There's probably 10 miles of the lateral lines and 2 miles of main line in our woods. We are probably one of the only ones that can show the maple syrup production right from the tree right to the jug, because our sugar house sets down in a valley and all of our sap comes right to us. Of course, syrup is only made in the spring. We usually try to be ready to tap by the 10th of February. This year we tapped the 1st of February because we had such a warm winter, and normally March is our biggest month for making the syrup. But we were all done by the 13th of March this year because it warmed up so fast. It takes probably 3 guys, 3-4 days, depending on how fast they work or how many we have, to get the trees tapped in the spring. We are all on tubing and vacuum, and everything comes from the woods into stainless steel storage tanks. From the storage tanks, there's some pictures back there that you can see basically the process. From the storage tanks, it goes into an RO, which is a reverse osmosis. We usually concentrate to about 10%. The sap coming out of our woods is at probably best about 1.7%. We can get rid of approximately 70% of the water by putting it through the RO before it ever has to go to the arch. We boil on a 4x12 natural gas arch. It also has a preheater for the sap from the concentrate coming into the flue pan is probably coming in at about 200 degrees. It goes through the steam. There's pipes that go through the steam that's coming off from those pans. That's what's heating the concentrate. It takes approximately 50 gallons of sap in our woods to make 1 gallon of syrup. And all of our product, or our sap is processed the day that it comes from the tree. We stay at the sugar house until it's all out of the tanks and just ready to run the next day. Or in the night, because sometimes it runs at night. You know, if it's warm enough, it runs at night. Let's see. Syrup has to be boiled down to the point of where it's 7 degrees above the boiling point of water. You have to check every day and sometimes more than once if you have a storm coming in, because the boiling point of water will change by the barometric pressure and how far you are above sea level, which of course doesn't change. At our sugar house, water normally boils right around 210, not 212, because that's what it boils at sea level. And so we have to change it. If there's a storm coming in, or a low or a high, we have an automatic draw off, but that can change from morning to night depending on what the weather is doing. Even though we have the automatic draw off, our syrup is checked with a hydrometer to make sure that the density is all right. And we have an arch that reverses flow on the front pan, so that we used to have to take our front pan off every 2 hours and put a new one on and clean the one that we'd taken off. With the reverse flow, we just change the valves and it will put it back through the pan the other way, the front pan, and that takes care of the niter that builds up on the bottom of the pan. Otherwise it would burn. From the arch, it goes into a filter press, and all of our syrup is filtered, and from the filter press it goes into a hot water jacketed canner. We hot pack everything, whether it's the jugs. We also do it in 30-gallon barrels, 15-gallon barrels, and top cans, like you see Coke and whatever at the stores. Because I can handle the 5-gallon, I can move a 15 or a 30, but I can't dump them or anything like that. We have a walk-in cooler at the farm, down at the farm, which is about a mile away from our sugar house. So we reheat, refilter, and can syrup year-round. And then, of course, I'm making the candies and the creams and the snacks that you have on the table, and all the different products that you see there. And we have a licensed maple kitchen down at our home, and that's where our retail store is in the front of our home, and that's where I make the candies and the cream. I do all the bottling at the sugar house, and I make the granulated sugar at the sugar house, because that makes more of a mess. We sell to other producers that in the barrels that maybe don't make enough of their own syrup, but all of our products are made from our own syrup. At this point, I mean, we retail a lot of it, but we end up making, probably would average about 1,500 gallons of syrup a year. Last year, I think we